1, 2, check, check, 1, 2.
This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
And a very pleasant, good Friday evening, everybody. As Dan Hubbard, glad to have you with us for another night of Preston Lady Indians basketball. It's their next to the last game of the regular season, as tonight they are in Century to take on the Lady Diamondbacks. One more game after tonight. That'll be Tuesday night on the road, also in Burley to take on the Bobcats, and we'll have that game for you coming up on Tuesday night. But still, a lot of things left to do before then. The Century Diamondbacks, of course, beat the Preston Indians in overtime by 1 point about a week ago. So Preston has a little bit of revenge on their mind as they get ready for the game here tonight. And Preston, of course, who is coming off a win in their last game against Pocatello at home, a game they won 46-20 that snapped a two-game losing streak. Preston comes into the game 14-5 overall. They're 2-1 in conference play. Century is 13-6, and they are unbeaten in conference play, having beaten the Preston Indians, giving Preston their only loss. Their Century is 3-0. And depending on which poll you want to look at, well, either team is either second or third in the polls. Number one is Blackfoot in both polls, the coaches and media poll. In the coaches poll, Century is number 2 and Preston is number 3. In the media poll, just flip them around. Preston would be number 2 in the media poll, and Century would be number 3 in the media poll. So very well-matched teams here tonight, getting ready to take on each other here from the Snake Pit at Century High School. So now should be a very good game, very interesting game tonight, and a lot at stake, as the winner of tonight's game basically will win the right to hosting the division tournament that comes up later on toward next weekend, I believe, is when it will get started. So see what happens here tonight. Preston looking good in the game against Pocatello, and hopefully be able to keep that going here this evening as they take on the Century Diamondbacks. We'll take a timeout, come back with more right after this.
KACH, My Local Radio.
Hi, everybody. It's Dan Hubbard for ChemDry of Northern Utah. Are you worried about the safety of your home or business? Well, ChemDry of Northern Utah can help. Their new Micro Pro Shield service disinfects, then adds antimicrobial protection for up to 90 days. They use patented technology to create a layer of spikes on surfaces that mechanically kills microbes on contact for up to 3 months. Their hospital-grade disinfectant is EPA approved for use against SARS-CoV-2, the very cause of COVID-19. It's simply ideal for residential and commercial settings. If you'd like more information about their new Micro Pro Shield service and you're in Cache or Box Elder County, make sure you call today, 435-752-6100. That's 435-752-6100 for ChemDry of Northern.
Sushi, a word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Tonight's pregame visit with the coach is brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance Services Incorporated, the local independent insurance agency offering you many different options for all of your insurance needs. Call for your competitive quote today at 208-852-20. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we've been in business since 1948. And while many of the faces may have changed, there's one thing that still stays the same: our personalized customer service. Our customers will always come first, whatever your needs. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we have many different insurance options and can find the right option for you and your needs. Call us today to find out more. 208-852-2500. 208-852-2500, or drop by the office, 85 South State Street.
KACH.
Well, welcome back here this evening as the Lady Indians get ready to take on the Lady Diamondbacks tonight. We do not have a visit with our head coach Ryan Harris here this evening, as he was a bit busy before the game tonight. So we'll have to wait to see what happens. We'll move on without, I should say, our chat tonight with the head coach. When you start comparing strength of schedules and, of course, the new ranking system that will help separate teams as far as playoff berths go, it's Century has played a little bit more of a difficult schedule than Preston has, but Preston is not far behind. And certainly, if they both go into the postseason with a 3-1 conference record, it will be almost pretty much a coin toss. It'll have to go down into the tiebreakers, as the records virtually overall the same. They would have the same record in the postseason, and if Preston wins tonight, they would have split the two games on the regular season as well. So it becomes a very interesting situation to see exactly who is going to come out on top as far as hosting the district tournament. So we'll have to get through this game and see where we stand. Taking another timeout, back with more right after this.
KACH.
We've started a new year. Maybe it's time for you to start something too, like a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram from West Motor Company in either Preston or Logan. You'll find a great selection of cars, vans, Jeeps, and trucks on the lots at West Motor. Pick up the exact one you want and start it up. Start something new sales event with strong new deals that will make it easy for you to slide into the new seat of your new vehicle. Start a new love affair with a new vehicle.
WestMotorCompany.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For farm, auto, home health, and life from Mutual of Enumclaw, nobody cares like we do. Naylor Insurance, 153 North State, Suite 8.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Welcome back. It is senior night here in Century tonight, so they're going through all of the pregame pomp and circumstance for the seniors this evening, and there are 3 seniors on the Century Diamondbacks squad. Presley Merrill, who, if you've been to volleyball games, you know a lot about Presley Merrill. He's a big star on their volleyball program. Ashton Adamson and Tinley Smith, all the 3 seniors tonight playing for the Century Diamondbacks. For the Indians, when you start looking at the keys to tonight's game, they have to be able to, a couple of things. Number one, keep their heads about them. They game at home against Century. They maybe had the game get to them just a little bit, and they made some key errors down the stretch in the fourth quarter into overtime that allowed Century to come from behind to win that game by 1 point in the extra period. Also need to pay attention to what's going on the floor. They've got caught up in what they heard a horn go off from the official official scorekeeper, and thought that the play was going to stop. It didn't, as allowed Century to get an easy, uncontested layup, and that is what led it to tying the game and forcing the overtime period anyway. And then finally, Preston needs to play within themselves, continue to play their game. Good shooting. When they do put the full court pressure on, to be able to continue to put the good pressure on, force some turnovers, get the ball back, and then make the shots. Then when they get them, make good layups and be able to rebound against a very tough Century team. It's number 2 against number 3, depending on which poll you look at, and this is going to be a very good game indeed. We'll come back and look at other games from around the area coming up tonight. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
KACH.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
Having your prescriptions refilled has never been easier. You can refill 24/7, set reminders, save medications, and access your account from the new My Community Pharmacy mobile app offered by Preston Drug. It's simple to use and it's simple to get. Log on to PrestonDrug.com and enter your mobile number. We'll send you the app. It's as simple as that. There are some things in life that have been made easier through technology. This is one of them. The app offered by Preston Drug is a quick and easy way to refill medications and promote a healthy lifestyle. Visit PrestonDrug.com.
KACH.
Before we look at games coming up tonight around the area, you may or may not have heard, but the governor approved a plan earlier, I think it was yesterday, that would allow increasing the number of fans into games, as the new plan that went into effect now allows 40% of the capacity of the gym where the game is going on to be allowed in as far as attendance. So for the Preston boys, who have a couple of games coming up at home next week against Century and against Pocatello, you're invited. Come on out, watch the games, although I still suggest you buying your tickets online because you may still need those when you come to the door to get in. So, but there will be more seats available for the games coming up when Preston comes home next week, when the boys team comes home next week, and if the girls get to host the district tournament as well. So with that in mind, we'll look at other games from around the area coming up tonight. It's Hillcrest will be at Bonneville this evening. Minico is at Canyon Ridge. Other teams that from around the area, it is Nampa playing at Emmett. Burley is at Jerome this evening, and Bishop Kelly playing at Middleton. Middleton, of course, a very strong girls program, just like their boys program as well. Madison is playing at Pocatello this evening. That's a non-conference game, but a very difficult assignment for the Pocatello girls. Shelley is at Rigby this evening. Blackfoot is at Skyline. Idaho Falls takes on Thunder Ridge up in Idaho Falls. Highland is up over at Twin Falls, I should say, tonight. And other games, Mountain Home makes the trip up to Wood River. And trying to see some other games going on in our area that might be of interest to the fans here locally. Malad is taking on Grace Lutheran tonight, and it is Timberlake at Bonnie's Ferry this evening, and that looks to be about it as far as games of local interest. Oh, there is one more. West Side on the road. They're playing at Aberdeen tonight, and Bear Lake is at Soda Springs tonight as well. So that's your look at your other games coming up from around the area. So it ought to be a good night of basketball, both here in the Pocatello area and other places around the state as well. We'll remind you before we go, we have no video available for you tonight. If you would like to watch the game, it is available at nfhsnetworks.com. We'll take a timeout. Opening tap, starting lineups are all coming up. Stay tuned. Exciting Preston Lady Indians basketball is coming up next.
KACH.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services.
So what's the basketball game with Dad?
Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service.
You come up to bite.
We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
Having your prescriptions refilled has never been easier. You can refill 24/7, set reminders, save medications, and access your account from the new My Community Pharmacy mobile app offered by Preston Drug. It's simple to use and it's simple to get. Log on to PrestonDrug.com and enter your mobile number. We'll send you the app. It's as simple as that. There are some things in life that have been made easier through technology. This is one of them. The app offered by Preston Drug is a quick and easy way to refill medications and promote a healthy lifestyle. Visit PrestonDrug.com today.
When it comes to all things electrical, John Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do.
All right, George.
Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Proud member of the Co-op. We save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston.
It's time for Preston Lady Indians basketball. After making the state tournament a year ago, the new-look Lady Indians look to continue on what has become a winning program. Tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors, celebrating their 75th year in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meat and produce, and now preparing and selling sushi. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, an independent agency with many options for all of your insurance needs. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. We have all the parts your car may need to keep running strong. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding community since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building new homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Preston Pharmacy, now with their own app to help make tracking your prescriptions easier. Tonight's game is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School and Cook Brothers Broadcasting and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of this game in whole or in part without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting is strictly prohibited.
And once again, a very pleasant good evening, everybody, as we welcome you to another exciting night of Preston Lady Indians basketball as they take on the Century Lady Diamondbacks tonight from the Snake Pit here at Century High School. Preston 14-5 overall on the year, 2-1 in conference play. The Diamondbacks 3-16, and they are 3-0 overall on the season this year. Came away their last game for Century was a win over Pocatello on Wednesday night. They won 58-25 in that game. In fact, they've won 7 of the last 8 games in which they have played, and then tonight is their not only senior night, but it's also their last game of the regular season, where Preston will have 1 game left. That comes up Tuesday night when they go to Burley. So, time to meet the starters for this evening tonight. Preston wearing their blue uniforms, trimmed in blue, trimmed in white rather. Sydney Marlowe gets his start this evening for the Indians. Kylie Larson starts in the middle. Riley Ward will run the offense from the point tonight as well. Michaela Robertson will start this evening, and Haley Meek, the junior, who had 12 points and 15 points, rather, I should say, against Century in that game back at Preston Gym about a week or 10 days or so ago. So there's the starting lineup for the Indians. Time to meet the starting lineup for the Century Diamondbacks tonight. As first being introduced for the Diamondbacks, sophomore, 6-footer Taylor Smith will start this evening. It'll also be Taylor Bull, a 5'10 junior, will get the start this evening. Tinley Smith is one of the 3 seniors on the team, 5'10", and also Ashton Adamson, 5'11 senior, will start tonight for the Diamondbacks, and finally Presley Merrill, 5'8 senior, getting a start tonight as well. So the 3 seniors in the starting lineup tonight for the Diamondbacks. As 2 teams making their way out onto the floor, the officials are ready, we are ready, and it's time to play some basketball from the Snake Pit at Century High School. Century against Preston, as Kylie Larson will jump center, as she will jump against Taylor Bull. As everyone on the floor ready to go, and we're ready. And here's the tap, and it's controlled by the Indians as Kylie wins it to Meek. Meek gets it over to Ward, back to Meek. Her long 3 right off the bat is no good. Quickly, here comes the Diamondbacks back the other way. They get it out to Merrill, and Merrill hustling up the floor gets the layup. So here comes Preston back up into the front court again, trailing 2-0. As it comes to Robertson, looks down the left side, nothing there. Swing it back over around to the right side now. Meek comes back to Robertson on the left side, free throw line extended, comes back to Ward, drop it down inside to Larson, try to find Marlowe down low, and the pass is tapped away, and it's taken away by Century. Quickly up into the front court as it comes to Adamson. Swing it all the way around. Another 3-pointer, this by Smith, and that is good. So Tinley Smith hits her first shot. She nails the 3, and it's 5-0 in favor of Century. Preston shot by Meek is no good. The putback is in as it is put in by Kylie Larson. So Preston gets on the board, and it's 5-2. Quickly up here in the front court, little pull-up jumper from about 14 is no good. Long rebound comes back off again, and back to Century, and they'll set up the offense. They'll hold straight away, give it off as it comes to Adamson on the right wing. She looks inside, can't go there. Now they'll slow it down. Merrill has it. She'll hold it for the top of the key as it comes back to Adamson again. Now back to Merrill, this time in the right corner. Skip pass all the way over to the left side. Three-pointer put up by there, and that is good as able to make that shot. And it's 8-2. Robertson up in the front court here for the Indians. Comes back to Ward again. She wants to drive down the middle, kick it off to Meek. Three-pointer from the left corner by Haley, and that's good. So both teams coming out pumping threes and hitting them as Preston stays within 3. It's 8-5. As comes to Tinley. She has it. Get that down low inside. The shot put up, no good. Marlowe comes away with the rebound. As comes to Meek. Meek will give it off to Marlowe. Back to Robertson. She looks at a 3. That's no good. As the rebound is touched but not controlled, and it comes over as it's controlled by Presley Merrill. Merrill moves up the floor, holds it, gives it over on the left side. As it comes back over, Adamson has it there. Back to Tinley Smith again. Her 3 this time is an air ball, saved on the floor, and it comes back again as Merrill has it. Can't get the shot off. Gives it back to Smith. Down low, too high, as the pass is bad and goes out of bounds. It's a turnover to come back over to the Indians. So a pair of threes here in the early going by Tinley Smith, and it's 8-5, Century with the lead. 5 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Dan Hubbard with you, John Beverly back in studio, and a little bit of a light snow falling around the area outside the gym here in Pocatello. Back to Robertson. She has a 3 from the right side. That's no good. Rebound is off as it comes back off to Century. Quickly, here they come back up the floor. Adamson, get it down low. Nice move down low. Put it up and in. Taylor Bull able to make her first shot this evening. She got it down on the block and able to bank that home, and it's 10-5. Preston back up in the offensive end as they get it to Marlowe. She loses it, and then a couple of other Century players dive on top of it. It's going to be called a held ball, and it's going to come back over to Century on the alternating possession rule. So 10-5, almost halfway done here in the first quarter. Century got on the board first and haven't been headed since, as Preston trails by 5 here, as Tinley Smith walks the ball up the court. Gives it off to Merrill, free throw line extended right. She comes back across the top of the key to the left elbow, can't get a shot. Looking to give it up, finally ends up in the corner. Three-pointer by the corner is no good. That's tapped by Merrill, and it's going to be it was last touched by Marlowe, as it ended up going up and over the Preston bench, but they're going to give it back to Century right in the corner in the offensive end. As Adamson will bring it in. She'll lob it in as it comes in the bowl. Turn, face up to the basket. Can't get a shot, so give it back outside to Merrill. Merrill gives it back to Tinley Smith again on the angle right. Wants to weave her way through traffic. Pulls up. 10-footer from the paint, no good. And up high to grab the rebound is Kylie Larson. Larson gives it off to Meek. Here comes Haley up into the front court. Ahead to Marlowe. Sydney has it. Swing it back over. Robertson's got a 3. Doesn't take it. Drop it down low, back to Larson. In the paint, back to Marlowe. Her shot is short, and the rebound inside is taken away by Marlowe, but Sydney Marlowe is called for the foul as she got her arms around Presley Merrill to draw the foul. That's the first foul against the Indians here tonight. And 3:34 to play here in quarter number 1. With Preston still trailing by 5, it is 10-5. Tinley back up into the front court. She gives it back over, swing it back over up high. It comes to Adamson. Drop it down low. Nice pass. And the bucket down low. as Taylor Smith able to get the layup. She has her first 2 points of the game. And now it's a 7-point lead. The ball taken away again by Century. Here comes Smith all the way. Tries to go up, and she's fouled. Looks like the foul's going to be on Haley Meek as she had to hustle back and get involved in the play and keep Smith from hitting another layup. So here's Tenley Smith to the free throw line, and her first one is good. So the senior was 7 points here in the first quarter, and Ryan Smith wants a timeout before we go any further. With Century leading by 8, it's 13-5 here in the first. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back with more right after this.
KACH.
If you think buying a car is hard, stressful, and it takes a long time, you haven't shopped at West Motor in Preston and Logan. We've got a large selection of quality new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles to choose from. Because we offer great pricing and the buying process is simple, we also have a large inventory of used vehicles to choose from. Buy your next vehicle from a dealership that has provided customers a stress-free, quick, and reliable buying process for decades. West Motor in Preston and Logan. Stop in today or visit us online at westmotorcompany.com.
West Motor Company.
KACH.
So Tenley Smith will go to the free throw line out of the timeout as Preston trailing by 8 here early on, digging themselves a little bit of a hole as Smith makes the second of the free throws. She ends up making them both, and she has 8 points here in the first quarter, and it's 14-5 as Century leads by 9. Meek double-teamed along the far sideline. Tries to get rid of it, gives it over to Ward, and Ward who receives the pass, and then she is fouled. Taylor Smith draws the foul as she draws her first, as they had the trap on the ball over on the far sidelines, and they fouled, and the pass is down low to Robertson. It's too tall and out of bounds. So another turnover here against Preston, and the ball comes back over to Century again with 2:48 remaining here in quarter number 1. Remember, we got basketball action for you tomorrow, another doubleheader. Starts at 2:15 tomorrow afternoon from Preston at Twin Falls tomorrow, and then Westside back at home again tomorrow as well. Here's Century with the ball down low, kick it back outside, 17-foot, their shot no good. Bounces high up in the air, saved on the floor, but it's saved to Meek. Haley gets it ahead all the way up the floor, lay it up and in. It's Kylie Larson, running the floor and getting the layup. Kylie's got 4 points here in the first quarter as Century gets the ball to the floor, tries to get it back outside, and they throw it away. 2:11 left to play here in the first quarter, and it's 14-7 as Addie Moser into the game. Moser was going to come in, and she'll replace Haley Meek as she comes in here for the first time tonight. So Moser in the backcourt will bring the ball back across the timeline. As she does, Century kind of descends on her defensively. She give it off to Ward. Back out top to Marlowe, to Robertson. Back over in the right corner, comes back to Moser again. Get it back up top as Marlowe's pass inside to Larson's intercepted. Here comes Smith all the way, gets into the paint, doesn't take the shot, and a traveling violation. Traveling came on Smith before the pass as Keisha Knapp will come in and Sid Marlowe will leave. And it's Preston's ball in the backcourt, and Century will pick up in the backcourt as Presley Merrill with pressure here against Riley Ward. She's able to beat it, get it up the floor, and the pass goes right through the hands of Addie Moser and out of bounds. So another turnover against the Indians. Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, providing you the best care in all of the Cache Valley. Franklin County Medical Center, 44 North 1st West, here in Preston. So here comes Tenley Smith back across the timeline for Century as the Diamondbacks put the ball back into play. Merrill has it over on the far side, gets it back up top as Kinley Gardis into the game, gives it back to Smith. Tenley goes up. She wasn't fouled. It was a travel. She made a little dipsy-do move down low, and in doing so, she moved both feet. So it's a traveling violation, and once again the ball comes back over to Preston. Still trailing by 7 here in the first. Full court pressure again put on as Allison Horsley picks up the ball as Ward brings it back up into the front court. Knapp has it up top. Looks to Mosier, but then gives it to Robertson instead. Now they get it back to Addie, top of the key. Addie back to Ward over on the angle right as she brings it down low through the paint, put it up, partially blocked, but it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to say it's going to stay with Century on the missed shot. So inside a minute to play here in the first quarter, 50 seconds to be exact, and it's 14-7, Century on top, and they have the ball again as Tinley Smith, the 5'10 senior, walks the ball back up into the front court. Smith crossover on Ward, back to the basket, kicks it back out. This is Gardis for the three. That's no good. Long rebound is back off again to Century. Back outside to Smith. Down low and a foul on the shot. Mosier had to foul as the pass down low was thrown to Kylie Gardis, and she had a wide open layup, but then the foul came out of nowhere as Ward picks up her first foul. And the first shot is no good. So 29 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ronnie Ward standing up along the bench, yelling out some instructions. Second free throw, she missed them both. The rebound is tapped by Century and goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Preston. As now they're going to say that Preston touched the ball last and give it back to Century again. Wow. As that's a bad pass taken away. Here come the Indians, 2-0. It's Robertson all the way, laid up and in. Kayla Robertson beats everybody up the floor, and it's 14-9 here with 20 seconds left in the quarter. Smith down low, little drop step shot, that's no good. The rebound comes back off to Merrill, back to Smith. Top of the key, back to Adamson. She holds with 9, with 8 as the clock continues to run. Down low to Merrill. Down low, her shot no good as Knapp has the rebound, and that's the way the quarter will end. So Preston got off to a bit of a slow start, but they claw back into the quarter a little bit as they trail by 5 as we go to the break here. After 1, it's Century 14, Preston 9. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back.
KACA.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-08.
The second quarter of tonight's game is sponsored by Webb Funeral Home, 1005 South 8th East.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Start the second quarter. Preston has the ball. They get up in the front court. Sydney Marlowe back onto the court. She gets a shot, and it's no good. And a foul called underneath against Acacia Knapp. Knapp kind of a little pushing and shoving going for the rebound as she gets tabbed for the foul. That's her first. And Century has the ball for the first time here in quarter number 2, leading by 5. 14-9, second quarter tonight, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. As they get it inside, Merrill drives the right baseline, can't get a shot. She kicks it back out, back down low. It's Tinley Smith, Kylie Garda, able to go up and put it in. Garda's got her first 2 points of the game, and the lead back out to 7 points again. It's 16-9. Preston gets it inside. Knapp Back to the basket, can't get a shot, swing it all the way across court as it comes back to Meek. Steps inside the arc, takes about a 16-footer, it's no good. Century has the rebound, and again, they break Merrill down the floor, and she's fouled going up for the layup. Good pass as they break Merrill on the fast break. As Addie Mosier draws the foul. That's her first. As the Presley Merrill goes to the line to shoot 2, and the first one is good. Merrill has 3 here in the first half. 17-9, trying to extend the lead back out to 9 points again, which Presley does. She makes them both. Merrill has 4 points in the game, and it's 18-9. It's a 9-point lead for the Lady Diamondbacks. Mosier swing it across court, comes back to Robertson for the bucket. I think they're going to call that a 2, and they do. So she has 4 points here, and it's now 18-11. As they get it back up into the front court, Tinley Smith holds it up at the top of the key, gives it off to Merrill, swing it back to Bull. 3-pointer here by Adamson. That's good. As Ashley Adamson drills the 3 from straight away. As it's 21-11, the lead out to 10 points now. Preston gets it over on the right side. That's where Mosier is. She'll give it back to Robertson, who traveled. She tried to make a move, but didn't put the ball on the floor and got banged up for a traveling call. That's something about the Idaho officials. They will call that a lot, that little traveling, if you don't put the ball on the floor right away. So another turnover against the Indians, and Century gets the ball back again, leading by 10, 21-11. As Smith holds it up high, gives it off to Adamson, back to Bull, top of the key. She'll give it back to Merrill. Looks down low, can't go there. So still hanging on to it as Mosier takes another step up into the chest on defensively. So finally she puts the dribble on the floor, can't get away, and down low as it comes back out again to Smith. Back outside, 3-pointer by Presley Merrill is good. Merrill has her first 3 of the game, and it's 24-11. And Preston trails by 13 here with 5.5 to play in the first half. As Kylie Garda comes back into the game, Taylor Smith will head to the bench. And Preston's got some work to do offensively. They've got to figure some things out here as they trail by 13 here early on. Meek gives it off to Ward on the right side. Holds it up over her head, now puts the ball on the floor, brings it back across the top of the key, back to Robertson. She pumps up a 3, that's no good, and a foul on Haley Meek over the back, trying to go for the rebound. That'll be 2 on her. That's her second foul. Tonight's game brought to you by Stokes Market True Value. From produce to hand tools, fresh meat to smokers, plus fresh bakery items, fresh deli, and now fresh sushi made daily. Stokes Market True Value, 217 South State Street in Preston. 3-pointer by Smith is no good. Long rebound comes off to the Indians. Here they come. 4 on 2. They come up the floor. Bounce it down low as it goes to Larson. Turn in the paint and put it in. A good run there by the Indians as they get the run out on the 4 on 2 break after the long 3 was missed. As it comes to Garda. Garda was double teamed, almost lost it, gets it to Merrill. Merrill gets it outside to Smith. Tinley Smith shot partially blocked, taken out of midair by Meek. Here comes Haley up the floor, down the middle, all the way, left-handed, no good. The rebound down low, it's picked up by Larson. It comes back to Meek in the paint. Can't get a shot. They'll whip it all the way back around. Robertson for 3, no good. High rebound, tapped by Century and controlled by Century. But then almost taken away by Meek as she got a hand on it, and a timeout on the floor called by Century. So they'll take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 4:26 left. Century leads by 11, 24-13. Back with more right after this.
KACA.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Century will have the ball coming out of the timeout. Dan Hubbard back here tonight with Preston Lady Indian basketball. John Beverly back in studio to twisting the dials and keeping us on the air. As Century gets it up into the front court. Bull snaps a pass. Now they bring it down low quickly, and stumbling and going down and losing the ball was Merrill, as is picked up by Mosier. Up into the front court. Robertson looks at a three. That's no good. That's tapped loose, taken again by Century. Quickly, come back the other way. Merrill just flips it up in the air and draws the foul on Robertson. As Merrill wasn't going to have a good angle going for a layup and just kind of flipped the ball up in the air, and they called the foul on from behind. As it'll be Presley Merrill going back to the free throw line again, where she's 2 of 2 on the night from there. And that one rattles in as she picks up another point. She has 8 points here in the first half. Merrill, very good volleyball player. Got a chance to watch her play the last couple of years that we've covered volleyball here on KACH, and she makes them both. So she's 4 out of 4 from the line. She has 9 here in the first half, and Preston trails by 13. It's 26-13 with 4:01 to play here in the first half. A big lead for the Diamondbacks, 13 points, their biggest lead of the game. Robertson brings it up into the front court. Spins, looks top of the key, now wants to drive, left-handed, and she's fouled as she tries to go up, as the foul looks like it's going to go against Ashton Adamson. And it'll be a ball out of bounds. They called that on the drive rather than on the shot. And okay, so now they're going to give it to Bull. They changed the foul. They put it on Taylor Bull instead. So Taylor has her first. Ward to bring the ball in and underneath the Preston basket in the front court. Get it into Robertson over in the right corner. Look, pops the three and hits it. They call it a 2. So a 2-point shot for Robertson. She has 6, and Preston trying to nibble back into that lead. It's down to 11 as Horsley back out top as it comes back to Tenley Smith. Back to Horsley again right in front of the Preston bench. Swing it all the way back around. Adamson will give it back to Merrill. Free throw line extended left. Now back to Adamson. And Adamson bluffed the pass, and in doing so, she shuffled her feet and traveled. There's another traveling violation called by the officials. As 3:21 left here in the first half. And Preston trying to get a little bit closer. The goal right now is you can't score 11 points in one trip down the floor. You want to try to at least make sure you get it down to single digits before the halftime break. As Merrill's pass goes right through Larson's hands, it's saved on the floor by Century. Here they come back the other way. Down low, the shot no good. Bull with the rebound goes back up. That's no good. And the rebound is off as it's taken by Larson. Trapped in the backcourt, Ward was knocked down. And they're going to call the foul. Yes, they will. It'll be a holding foul. That's against Adamson. That'll be her first. And Preston has the ball. Just under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. As Ward gets it into Robertson. As they'll bring the ball back up into the front court. Robertson gets across the timeline working against Tenley Smith. Ball was touched, so she can legally go back and get it, and she does. Robertson back up into the front court. Tried to drop it down low. The pass is too tall and intercepted. It was picked off by Merrill. Merrill all the way and puts in the layup. Actually, she gave it to Horsley, and Horsley able to make the layup. So it's 28-15. The lead back out to 13 again. 2:20 to play here in the first half. Robertson tries to lob it inside to Larson, and she able to put it in, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line. I was just about to say that Century's done a pretty good job neutralizing Kylie Larson here in the first half. But Preston able to lob the ball inside. Larson was double teamed. She got the shot and able to put it in, and she goes to the free throw line, try to complete the three-point play. As it's 28-17, and Larson can try to get the lead down to 10 here, and she does. Kylie makes the first free throw. We have her with 9 points here in the first half, and it's down to 10 points, 28-18 with 2:10 to play. Three-pointer by Bull is no good. Long rebound comes back to Century again, however, as they get it back to Tinley Smith, who will set up the offense. As Smith holds out near the timeline, as Preston kind of showing a man-to-man defense here, as Smith still continues to hold, give it to Merrill, up top to Bull, swing it back over. Merrill has it again on the right side now. Merrill holds it, gets it back out top as it comes back to Horsley. Back down low, Merrill on the block, can't get a shot. Back outside, two-pointers. No, they're going to call it a three. Three-pointer is good as Horsley hits that. And it's back out to 13-point lead again at 31-13. As the pass inside comes to Larson, turnaround jumper, uses the glass well, as Larson able to hit that. Quickly, here comes Century again back the other way as they force the ball inside and trying to put up the shot but being fouled. Kylie Garda will go to the free throw line here, and she'll try to extend the lead. 31-20, Century on top with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining here in the first half, as Garda's free throw was good. Gives her 3 points here in the first half. Want to remind you, join us for the Rouse Construction halftime report. That's coming up at the halftime break. 12-point lead for Century. And it's back. Nope, she missed it. Rattled around and came out. Larson with the rebound, gives it off to Meek. Meek gets it back up into the front court. Drives down the right side of the key. Can't get a shot. Addie Mosier back into the game. Has the ball. She'll bring the ball back across the top of the key. Mosier skips it to Ward. She looks at a long three. No good. Off the hands of Larson. Century able to control it. Get it up in the front court to Tinley Smith. Smith doesn't shoot. Gives it off to Merrill behind her. Swing it all the way back over around. It's Adamson from the left corner for a three. That's no good. And the rebound inside is going to be a foul against the Indians. As Tinley Smith is fouled, Riley Ward called for the foul on the rebound. That's her second. And Tinley Smith will go back to the free throw line again, where she's 2 of 2 on the night. Tonight's game brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For home, health, life, and auto through Mutual of Enumclaw, call Naylor Insurance, as the foul's no good. Naylor Insurance, 852-0810, 852-0810. 32-20, the Diamondbacks lead by 12 as we're inside the final minute here in the first half. Preston up into the front court. Tries to force the pass down low. It's a bad pass. It's intercepted by Adamson. They come back again the other way. She goes coast to coast and can't get the layup to go down. As the rebound is taken there by Larson, she hands it to Meek. 10 seconds to go in the half. Ward will hold. Gives it off to Mosier. Bounce it inside to Knapp. Turns from the right block. Shot no good, and that's the way the half ends. So Knapp had a pretty good little turnaround look at it at the right block and could have gotten it to go down as the first half ends with Preston trailing by 12. It's 32-12, and we invite you to stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction halftime report coming up right after this.
KACA.
We've started a new year. Maybe it's time for you to start something too, like a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram from West Motor Company in either Preston or Logan. You'll find a great selection of cars, vans, Jeeps, and trucks on the lots at West Motor. Pick up the exact one you want and start it up. Start something new sales event with strong new deals that will make it easy for you to slide into the new seat of your new vehicle. Start a new love affair with a new vehicle.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Hi, everybody. It's Dan Hubbard for ChemDry of Northern Utah. Are you worried about the safety of your home or business? Well, ChemDry of Northern Utah can help. Their new Micro Pro Shield service disinfects, then adds antimicrobial protection for up to 90 days. They use patented technology to create a layer of spikes on surfaces that mechanically kills microbes on contact for up to 3 months. Their hospital-grade disinfectant is EPA approved for use against SARS-CoV-2, the very cause of COVID-19. It's simply ideal for residential and commercial settings. If you'd like more information about their new Micro Pro Shield service and you're in Cache or Box Elder County, make sure you call today, 435-752-6100. That's 435-752-6100 for ChemDry of Northern.
The Halftime Report is sponsored by Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Call 435-232-18.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-18.
KACH.
Welcome back here at halftime. This is the Ralph's Construction halftime report as the Indians trail 32-20 after the end of the first half. Want to remind you that coming up after this game, we'll have the second half of our doubleheader here tonight as West Side. The game will come up after this game is over, and we'll have another doubleheader for you tomorrow, starting at 2:15 tomorrow afternoon with the Preston boys on the floor as they travel to Twin Falls to take on the Bruins. But as far as the way that things went in the first half of this game here tonight, Century came out quick and they were ready to play. They got off fast, off to a quick 5-0 lead. They also led 7-2. Preston got kind of back into the game, got the score down to 3 points at one point, but then Century really was able to outscore them, ended up outscoring Preston by 5 in the first quarter, and then outscored them 18-11 in the second quarter to open up the lead here of 12 points here at the halftime break. Of course, Preston having a hard time dealing with the guards tonight of Century, as Presley Merrill and Tinley Smith leading the team in scoring. And Kylie Larson's had a good night so far inside for Preston when they can find the ball inside to her, as she's able to turn around and get a lot of good shots down low, and she has led the Indians in scoring in the first half. Speaking of scoring, we'll take a timeout and come back and look at the score sheet right after this.
KACH.
Sushi. A word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
If you feel like your bank works against you, we invite you to move your accounts to Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. We work for you, not against you. Serving Southeast Idaho for over 65 years, we offer totally free checking with cash back rewards, 0 fees credit cards, low auto loan rates, and excellent customer service. Visit today, 311 South Highway 91, Preston. Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Here, the advantage is yours. Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, let's look and see what happened as far as scoring in the first half of this evening's game. First for the Century Diamondbacks, Presley Merrill had a good first half for Century as she ended up with a total of 9 points. It was Allison Horsley who finished with 5. Ashton Adamson had 3. Tinley Smith also did well in the first half as she finished with 8 points overall. Kylie Garda had 3 in the first half. Taylor Smith had 2, and 2 also for Taylor Bull in the first half here tonight as well. As the Diamondbacks were 5 out of 6, 7 out of 8 from the free throw line in the first half here tonight. For the Indians, as Sydney Marlowe played but did not score. Nicatia Knapp also scoreless, as was Riley Ward in the first half. Kylie Larson led all scorers in the first half. She had a dozen, including all of those points really inside for her, for Preston. Addie Mosier played but did not score. Michaela Robertson had a total of 6, and Haley Meek hit a three-pointer as she finished the first half with 3 points overall, as Preston, with their total of 20 points in the first half. And I have Preston as 1 for 1 from the free throw line tonight, and that was a shot made by Kylie Larson that helped complete a 3-point play tonight for the Preston Indians. Tonight's game brought to you in part by ChemDry of Northern Utah, introducing their Micro Pro Shield disinfecting plus antimicrobial protection that lasts for up to 90 days. For safer homes and businesses and greater peace of mind, if you live in the Cache or Box Elder County area, call today at 435-752-6100. That's 435-752-6100 for ChemDry of Northern Utah. This has been the Ralph's Construction Halftime Report. Stay tuned. The second half coming up right after this.
KACH.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsize, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-18.
The third quarter is sponsored by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, 17 South State.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Proud member of the Co-op. We save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston, Mink Creek.
Well, welcome back as both teams back out onto the floor as we get ready for the second half of tonight's game to get started with Preston trailing by 12. It's Century 32, Preston 20 as we get ready to start the second half. In case you missed it earlier, as we mentioned, the governor's office today approved a new attendance plan for high school athletic events, as now starting tonight, as a matter of fact, a number of people coming over making the trip over from Preston tonight, as they can increase the attendance to 40% of the gym capacity. So make your ticket plans. come out. Preston boys have a couple of big important games next week as the Century Boys Diamondback Club will be at Preston Gym coming up on Wednesday night, and then Pocatello will be in on Friday night as that's coming up this week at home for the boys team for the Preston Indians. Girls play their final game of the season next Tuesday. They'll be on the road as they will be in Burley to take on the Bobcats as we're ready to play here in the second half as the ball belongs to the Diamondbacks to start here in the third quarter. Adamson tries to drop it down low, has her pass knocked away. She gets it back top of the key, and it comes back over to Merrill now on the right side, free throw line extended. Merrill runs into Meek, and Meeks can be called for the blocking foul. So Haley draws the foul. That's her third on my book. And Adamson will bring the ball back in right in front of the scorer's table as she bounces it into Bull. Back to Adamson, drives, left-hand layup, no good. As another foul, this one's going to go against Century. As Presley Merrill will draw the foul. That is her first. As first against the team. Teams have one team foul apiece here in the first 25 seconds of the third quarter. As Meek brings the ball back up into the front court for Preston. She'll hand it off to Ward. Ward dribbles across the top of the key, back into the left corner. There's Meek. Drop it back down on the block as Larson has the ball stripped as she gets double-teamed and taken away. Adamson able to pick it up, bring the ball back up in the front court. Back to Marlowe, a two-pointer. It's no good as she had her toes on the line and a foul, and the ball will stay with Preston. So Taylor Bull called for the foul. That's her third. As Century comes out here in the full court press. Robertson hustles the ball right through the press. Down low to Marlowe. Has her shot blocked out of bounds as it's Adamson coming over to knock the ball away. So they'll stay with Preston underneath the basket as Ward will bring it in. Just about a minute gone here in the third quarter. Neither team has scored as of yet. So it means a 12-point lead as they get it into Meek, and Haley's fouled going up. Couldn't find anybody to throw it into. Then finally Ward found Meek right down on the left block as she tried to go up and was fouled from behind. So 3 quick team fouls against Century here in the second half, and Haley's first free throw is good. There's the first point scored here in the third quarter as the lead cut down to 11. And Haley can make it a 10-point advantage. If she can make the second one and it rattles in and out, stays out as the rebound is off. Here comes Tinley Smith up the middle, all the way to the bucket. Goes up, and it's a shot no good, but they're going to call a blocking foul here on Kylie Larson. Larson tried to stand her ground as Tinley Smith, they could call it a shooting foul, and she will go to the free throw line. As Tinley Smith in the first half had a couple of free throws, and she made them both, and she makes this one here. That gives her a total of 9 in the game. So the lead back out to a dozen again, and with the second free throw coming, that is good as well, and the lead is 13 for Century at 34-21. Just over a minute played here in the third quarter. Preston has the ball as they get it back to Meek. Meek slides across the top of the key, bounces it back down into the right corner where Ward is. She brings it back out top to Meek. A three from straight away, up and bounces up high up, and it hits the girder up above the support, up above the basket, and that's out of bounds. So the ball will come back over to Century again. Glad to have you with us on this Friday night. It's Dan Hubbard here, John Beverly back in the studio. As Preston and Century meeting for the second time tonight, as the ball is passed, intercepted there by Robertson. She'll go all the way, lay it up and in, and she is fouled on the floor. As the foul looks to be on Adamson, count the bucket, as Adamson called for the foul on the breakaway, as Ashton Adams has her second. Robertson with the breakaway hoop And now trying to complete the three-point play, and the free throw is no good. As it's 34-23, the lead back down to 11 again. Here, Bull has it in the front court. She drives off the glass and in. Taylor Bull gets the hoop. 36-23 as Robertson brings the ball back up into the front court for Preston. As Taylor Smith out to meet her. She comes across the free throw line, give it off to Ward. Riley gives it in the corner to Sydney Marlowe. Marlowe still holds it there on the angle, tries to get it to Robertson, throws it away. Here come the Century Diamondbacks 2-on-1. Smith all the way, tried to make the layup, wouldn't go down for. Ball loose, and then Smith dives back onto the floor as she dives on top of Kylie Larson. It'll be a held ball, and the ball's going to come back over to Preston. So maybe a little bit aggressive there by Smith, maybe a little bit of upset with herself for missing the layup. But either way, it's a 13-point lead, and the ball comes back to Preston again as Meek gets it back up into the front court. Meek comes around the screen set by Larson, now backs off, now wants to drive, left hand off the glass and in. Nice little drive by Haley Meek. She backed off and let the gap just kind of open up, and like the Red Sea, and she was able to part it and go right on through. The lead back down to 11 again for Century as Bull has it, top of the key. Gives it off to Marlowe on the angle left. She holds it up above her head, and she'll come back out as it comes back to Taylor Smith. Adamson gives it back over on the far side as it comes back to Tenley Smith. Back to Adamson, a three-pointer. That's no good. As the rebound inside is pulled down by Meek for the Indians. Here comes Haley back up into the front court. From the angle left, nice pass down low to Robertson off the glass and in. Michaela Robertson's got 10. And look out, they have the lead again back down to 9 points. So they get back into single digits here finally, halfway through quarter number 3. Now the question is, can they keep Century off the board and control that Diamondback offense? Nice play, saved onto the floor, is stolen by Larson. She saved it to Robertson. Into the front court, here comes Robertson in a reach-in foul against Smith. And Taylor will draw her second foul here tonight. As it'll stay out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds. Foul on the floor. And the Indians will bring it in from right in front of their own bench here. As Ward will bring it in. As she brings it into Robertson. 4:15 left here in the third quarter. 36-27. As they've whittled the lead down to 9. Can they keep it there? As the ball's taken away, they try to clear it, and they finally do. And quickly they get it up the floor, and Riley Ward knocks it away, but she saves it back on the floor instead of just hanging on to it and letting the defense get reset. But Century can't do anything with it, so they'll back the ball back out and set up the offense. Get it inside. Bull has it go off her hands, but it's because it was a reach-in foul from behind. The foul's going to go against Haley Meek. And I have 4 on her. Yes, indeed, that is correct. So Haley's got 4, and she's going to have to go to the bench with 3.5 to play here in the third. And a traveling violation inside against Century. As they got the ball to Taylor Smith, she got it down low and tried to make a move and then popped the ball back outside. And in doing so, traveled. So full court pressure put on here by Century as Riley Ward weaves her way through the traffic, gets it off to Robertson. Robertson in the paint, puts it up, and no shot. Foul before the shot on the floor. And Robertson walks to the free throw line. Apparently they're going to let her shoot free throws after all. I thought they said it wasn't on the shot. Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, now the referee's correcting things. Yeah, okay. Preston's ball out of bounds, and at the baseline, front court. Ward gets it into Robertson. Robertson works against Horsley, back to the basket to Ward. Now back to Robertson, back to Ward in the right corner. She holds it up, comes back to Robertson, back to the top of the key once again. Lob the ball inside. They're triple teaming Marlowe down low, and the shot down low is no good. It rolls off. Century quickly comes back the other way. Smith, and a timeout called here by Century with 3:11 left. here in quarter number 3. As we'll take a timeout and come right back right after this.
KACH.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
So Preston has outscored Century 7-4 here in the quarter, and they've gotten the lead down to 9. That's as low as it's been really since early on in the second quarter tonight. But they get it down to single digits, and neither team's been able to score for the last 90 seconds or so off the clock. So the timeout call by Century to be their ball midcourt over on the far side, as they'll bring it back in. 3:10 to play here in quarter number 3. Century leading by 9 as holding it, and they bring it back out as it comes back to Tinley Smith in the paint. That's no good. Shot put up by Horsley was no good, and the rebound's off to Marlowe, and she's fouled from behind by Taylor Bull. And that's going to be 4 on Bull. So Meek and Taylor Bull both with 4 fouls each, as Ashton Adamson comes back into the game to replace her. As it will send Sydney Marlowe to the free throw line. This will be a 1-and-1 as Century is out of fouls here in the already here in the second half with just under 3 minutes to play as Marlowe misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So it stays a 9-point lead. Bring it back over. Shot from the corner by Garda. No good. As Ward fights for the Marlowe fights for the rebound, but it's Merrill who comes away with it, and it'll be a held ball. It's going to stay with Century with 2:43 left here in the third. Underneath the Century basket in the front court, as the referee says, let's play. As they get it in, bring it in deep to Adamson. Comes back outside. Merrill goes to Garda, holds it up over her head, gives it back as it comes to Horsley. Now back to Garda again, back outside to Horsley. Now back to Garda on the angle left. Three-pointer from the left side. Needs a bounce, won't get it. Rebound is off as Robertson able to pull it down for the Indians. She lets the defense clear out. She gets it back across midcourt. Now she'll slow it down as the defense is back here for Century. She holds top of the key. Drives, tries to go around Adamson. Can't get a shot. Give it back to Ward. Ward goes down the left side as it's Addie Mosier back into the game again here for the Indians. Inside Larson, turnaround jumper from 8 is good. Larson's got 13. The lead is down again. It's down to 7, 36-29. Under 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Tinley Smith looks down the left side, gives it off as it comes to Garda. Skip pass cross court, back to Adamson, put it up, and she's fouled as she drives to the bucket. So Adamson will go to the free throw line as it's a blocking foul. As they call it on Marlowe, that's just her second for Sydney. And Ashton Adamson, one of the 3 seniors on the club, as she misses the front end of the 1-and-1. So the 3 seniors honored before the game here tonight, and Adamson, one of those 3, goes back to the free throw line and makes the second. She has 4. And the lead back out to 8 again at 37-29 with a minute and a half to play in quarter number 3. Mosier comes across the top of the key. Robertson, drop it down low, back to Larson. On the block, tries to turn inside. She runs into one player and gets it back out in the corner to Mosier again. Swing it back to Knapp, who's back onto the floor here for Preston. Ward wants to drive along the baseline and can't, but it's off of Century and out of bounds. as the ball will stay with Preston, this time on the sideline, and Ward will bring it in from there. She gets it into Robertson, who brings it back out top. 1:05 left here in quarter number 3. 37-29, Century on top. Larson gets it at the elbow, back to Ward. She looks at a 3. Looks good, is good. Riley Ward nails the 3, has her first points of the game, as all of a sudden Preston back to within 5 and a foul inside at the other end. Foul's going to go against Knapp. So Keisha draws her second, as it'll be Presley Merrill now to go back to the free throw line. Merrill's going to shoot 2 as she was in the act of shooting, and the first one is good. Merrill is 5 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. She has a total of 5 points, or 10 points rather. Now she'll line up for the second. And the senior nails them both, as she has 11, and the lead again is back out to 7 points at 39-32. Robertson spins in the paint from about 12, goes up, and she's fouled. So Robertson is fouled, and Adamson going to draw the foul this time. That's going to be 3 on her. So all of a sudden, fouls starting to add up a little bit for both sides. Tonight's game is brought to you by Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, offering many options for your insurance needs, as Robertson's first is good. So drop by or call Rounds & Associates Insurance to, when you get the opportunity, Monday morning, 852-2500, 852-2500 for Rounds & Associates Insurance, as Robertson makes both free throws. As Preston again whittles the lead back down, it's now down to 5, 39-34. Here comes Century back up into the front court, as driving is kick it back outside and got an offense. Nope, it's a travel. I thought they were going to call an offensive foul because Merrill, when she was driving, threw the offhand up and threw it like an arm bar. Can't do that, but apparently she traveled before she did it. So it's a turnover. The ball will come back out over to Ward. Ward gets the ball back up into the front court for Preston. Back to Mosier. Addie with the dribble on the angle left. Comes back to Robertson. Can't get the 3 as they close out on her quickly. Get it to Larson. Now she's got a 3. Robertson's 3 is no good off the front of the iron, as that's the way the quarter will end, as Preston with a good run there in the third quarter, as we'll go to the fourth, but they still trail. Century 39, Preston 34 as we go to the fourth, coming up right after this.
KACA.
At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we've been in business since 1948. And while many of the faces may have changed, there's one thing that still stays the same: our personalized customer service. Our customers will always come first, whatever your needs. At Rounds & Associates Insurance, we have many different insurance options and can find the right option for you and your needs. Call us today to find out more. 208-852-2500. 208-852-2500, or drop by the office, 85 South State Street.
There's a special bond between people and their pets. One that's built during playtime, chore time, cuddle time, and of course, lots of meal times. That's why IFA Country Stores carries all the best food for all kinds of pets, whether they're a part of your lifestyle, a part of your livelihood, or a part of your family. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, Preston outscores Century 14-7 in quarter number 3 to get back into the game. We'll start the fourth with Preston still trailing, however, 39-34. Preston has the ball to start the quarter, and here we go. They get it into Ward, gets it up into the front court as it comes to Robertson. Knapp stays in the game, down low. Larson stays in as well as Preston goes big here to start the fourth. Get it back down. Keisha Knapp has it on the block. Layup, no good. Rebound is taken away. It's controlled by Mosier, who puts it in the paint. Addie, with her first 2 points of the game, gets the lead. Again, now it's down to 3 at 39-36. Don't go away. This is far from over with 7.5 to play. Out top, Horsley will hold, wants to drive across the top of the key, gives it off. The three-pointer from the corner there is no good. The rebound, it comes off to Merrill, however. She'll pull the ball back out. In the corner, it goes back to Horsley. Her shot no good, and Robertson able to pull in the rebound for Preston. Comes to Mosier up into the front court. Wants to drive, draws some contact. Will get the ball back outside as it comes back to Ward. Back to Mosier. Looks at a three. No good as the rebound is off, controlled there by Merrill. She gets it to Smith up into the front court, down low as it's controlled there. Kick it back out to Merrill again, back to the top of the key. Merrill will hold and slow down as Preston has cut that 12-point halftime lead for Century down to 3. Comes back. Horsley looks at a three. That's no good. And Robertson has that rebound for Preston. Crossover dribble. She gets back up into the front court. Back to Mosier. Get it down low to Larson. She's double teamed again. Kick it back outside. Three-pointer by Ward is good, and we're tied. Riley Ward hits her second three. Nope, they call it a 2, so it's only 39-38. Okay, so they call it a 2 on the shot by Ward. Take it back. As it comes back to Garda. Garda holds, wants to drive, goes around Robertson. She kicks it back out and threw it behind her intended target, Ashley Horsley. As it goes out of bounds, it's a turnover, and Preston will get it back as they trail by 1. 5:58 remaining in regulation. You knew this was going to come down to right down to the very end. Neither team was going to run away and hide. Remember, Century won the first game by 1 point in overtime. Ward goes to Robertson. Marlowe back into the game. He gives it off to Haley Meek. Robertson for a three. That's good, and this time Preston does lead as she nails the three from the left corner. It's her first three of the game. She has 15, and Preston has a lead. As quickly down at the other end, Taylor Smith able to hit the bucket. She was fouled, and now she'll go to the free throw line, looking to break the tie once again. As Larson draws the foul, was her second. The free throw's no good. As we're tied at 41. Ball up into the front court. Bad pass by the Indians. Robertson able to go and get it, and then it's knocked away from behind. As diving to try to make the play was Taylor Smith. As it's off of Smith, it's out of bounds, and it'll stay with Preston right in front of their own bench. 5:23 to play. Preston has come all the way back and tied the game at 41. 5:23 remaining here in regulation. Robertson to bring it in. She brings it in with Ryan Harris standing right at her side. Gets it into Ward. Riley high off the glass and gets the bank shot to go. Preston retakes the lead again. As Century off as driving is Taylor Smith, and she's fouled, and she'll go back to the free throw line again. As two shots coming up here for the Diamondbacks. Foul goes against Kylie Larson. That's her third. And here's the first of the two free throws. Good. So Taylor Smith makes her first free throw tonight. She has a total of 3 points in the game, and the lead down to a single point at 43-42. Second one, no good. It's off. Ward has the rebound for Preston. Here she comes up the floor all the way. Kicks it off to Meek over on the left side. Haley trying to drive, had it tapped away from behind. She dove on the floor and then threw it away. Taken away again by the Diamondbacks. Coming up the floor, and this is a foul on Meek from behind, and she's fouled out. That's 5 fouls on Haley, I do believe. Yes, it is. And she knew it as soon as she did it. So Haley fouls out with 4:55 to play. And now that'll put Century into the bonus. That's the 6th team foul against the Indians. Make it the 7th team foul against the Indians. As it'll be Tenley Smith to go to the line here to shoot 1-and-1. As Preston taking their full 30-second time to replace the player, the fouled-out player, Meek, as both teams head back over to their benches for a moment. It gives us a chance to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors in Preston and in Logan. They've started something new, and you can start something new too, like a new Ford, Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep, or Dodge truck. Pick one and start something new. It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at West Motors in Preston and in Logan. Here's the first free throw put up by Tinley Smith, and that's good. Tinley's got 10 in the game and ties the game here at 43. She'll try to untie it with the second, which is good. She makes them both. Tinley's 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. And it's 44-43, Century back on top. Robertson will hold, free throw line extended left. Marlowe comes back up to the top of the key to receive the pass to Mosier, now over on the right side, as she'll give it back to Ward. Ward dribbles out of trouble, comes around Smith, gets it back over to Robertson, who looks at a three from the left corner and traveled. As Ryan Harris, visibly upset by the call, comes out on the floor and doesn't understand why that could automatically just be a traveling call. Now he wants a timeout, and Ryan's going to get teed up if he's not careful as he walks all the way out to midcourt. The referee's trying to get him back over toward the sideline and get him cooled off a little bit, which he finally turns and walks back toward the bench. So Century leads by a point, 4.5 to play, and Ryan again has something else to say to the officials before he settles into the huddle. So the timeout, we'll take one too. We'll be right back.
KACH.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
West Motor Company.
KACH.
Both teams with 8 team fouls. It's a 1-point game, 44-43. 4:32 left here in regulation. The ball will belong to Century after the turnover. Ryan Harris and some of the officials come over and talk to Ronnie Ward and just kind of whisper in his ear a little bit. You might want to calm him down before they have to tee him up, as he was visibly upset after the traveling call against Robertson, as Century brings the ball back up into the front court. Taylor Smith holds it in front of her own bench, drops it down low to Smith, down on the block and able to get it to go down. No, the rebound is to Smith, and she's able to get that one to go down. Too many attempts down low, and Century opens the lead back up to 3 points again, as that'll be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Diamondbacks. Century will keep the ball in the front court as they trail by 3. Mosier onto the floor. Remember, Haley Meek is fouled out about a minute ago off the clock. Robertson, drop it down low to Larson. She's been very quiet here in the second half, as that's knocked away by Taylor Smith from behind, but it's going to stay with Century, as they'll have it at the baseline front court. Larson, who has 12 points, and I believe she had 10 at halftime. She only has 2 points scored here in the second half. Ward for 3 from the left corner. That's no good, as the rebound is off to Century, as Adamson has it in the back court. Quickly, they get it up the floor. Held. Bull at the free throw line gives it off to Merrill here on the left side, and she'll bring it back out top again, as Bull will hold it there. Bull will hold it and give it to Smith. Smith comes back across the top of the key and comes back over again. It comes back to Taylor Smith. Her shot, that's no good. Rebounded by Robertson for the Indians, as here comes Robertson back up the floor, knocked away from behind. It'll stay with Preston. So a big second effort by Smith after she missed the shot to hustle up the floor, knock the ball away from behind. Ward will bring the ball in. Holding, now brings it into Robertson, way out near the top of the key. Back inside, back to Larson, in the paint, put it up and in. Kylie in traffic, able to get that one to go down. Preston's back to within a point again at 46-45, 3:10 to play. As Tinley Smith walks it back up in the front court, wants to drive, doesn't shoot. Back out top as it comes back to Bull, and they'll back the offense back out again. As it comes back over to Smith. She'll hold on the left side, swing it back over as it comes back to Horsley. Horsley tries to dump it inside, turning, shooting over Larson. That shot's no good. Rebound is off, touched by Century, but it picked up there by Riley Ward. Ward dribbles out of traffic, gets it back up into the front court. Tries to drive, back to Robertson for three, in and out. It stays out, unfortunately. And the Diamondbacks grab the rebound as it's Taylor Smith to bring the ball down. She'll give it to Tinley Smith. He walks the ball back up into the front court as we're down to 2:10 to play. As it's Horsley, holds on, now gives it back, comes back to Smith. As she'll give it back outside. It comes back to Taylor Smith again. Back to Tinley. Now, almost intercepted by Robertson. It's down low. The shot by Adamson goes off the bottom of the rim, but knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Century in the front court. Boy, Adamson had a wide open layup, and as she went up, the ball went off the bottom of the rim and luckily hit off a Preston player and went out of bounds. So Century keeps the ball with 1:49 to play as they get the ball back in and a 1-point lead. 46-45. Merrill down the left side. She'll hand it there as it comes to Adamson. Adamson gets it back to the elbow as she'll hand it off there to Taylor Smith. Now back outside to Merrill, and a timeout again called here by Century with 1:33 left here in regulation. Timeout on the floor. We got another nail biter. Boy, we had one last night. We got another one here tonight. Take a timeout. Back right after this.
KACA.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-18.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
So here's where we're at. 1:32 to play. Century on top, 46-45. Both teams are in the bonus as they'll shoot 1-and-1s as the Preston comes back up. Preston Indians come back on the floor. The two teams ranked number 2 and number 3 in the 4A division for the girls basketball, going at it here tonight at the Snake Pit in a 1-point game as Merrill gets it in. Merrill finally comes over to Taylor Smith as Merrill has it again on the angle left. Tries to force it inside, back down low, saved on the floor. Oh, nice play as Century able to get it back, and then Preston takes it away. Here comes Robertson up the floor, being trailed there, and a kamikaze play from behind. Wow. As the foul on Century. Taylor Smith will draw the foul. That's her third. It was her who did the little bonsai play to try to knock the ball away. Century likes to fall in behind the whoever's bringing the ball up the floor and run by and make just a blind swipe at the ball. Well, that's what Taylor did, but in the process, she fouled Addie Mosier, who now goes to the free throw line, and she'll shoot 1-and-1. Here's the first one for the tie. Good. As Mosier makes the first, and we're even again, tied at 46. Fourth time the game has been tied, and now Mosier can give the Indians a lead with the second. Rattles around, does not go down. With in 1 minute to play, tied at 46. Bounce the ball down low. Adamson with an easy walk to the bucket as she gives Century the lead again. Back to 48-46. as we're in the final minute. Robertson lost the ball, ends up back to Marlowe. Her shot no good. Tapped away. It'll stay with Preston. As Marlowe had the little runner in the lane, couldn't get it to go down, and then someone knocked it away before Marlowe could get the rebound and went out of bounds. 49 seconds left. Century leads by 2. Comes into Robertson. Back to Sidney. Marlowe gets it inside. Back to Larson. Back to Robertson. Down low. Off the glass. And it counts and a foul. As Robertson, with 17 tonight, is going to go to the free throw line and in the process can give Preston a lead with 44 seconds left. Here's Michaela. Made 2 for 2 tonight, and she sinks it for her 18th point, and Preston has the lead again. As the three-pointer is up and good by Century. As they hit the threes, they come up the floor, and they regain the lead. 51-49, timeout Century, as Preston will have the ball with 36 seconds left, but they trail by 2 again. Timeout on the floor called by the Diamondbacks. We'll take the timeout and come right back.
KACA.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
So the three-pointer by Tenley Smith. Century regains the lead, 51-49. As 36 seconds left, and Preston will have the ball in the backcourt. And full court pressure put on here by Century. As they'll try to deny the basketballs. It's knocked away from Robertson on the inbound pass. And then while lying on the floor, Presley Merrill commits the foul. She had slid behind Robertson, and then Robertson tripped over her. So that'll be a foul on Merrill. That's going to send Preston back to the free throw line. It'll be Michaela Robertson to go back to the line to shoot 1-1. Nope, that's the 10th team foul, so it will be 2. So you can make them both and tie the game again with 34 seconds left. Robertson ready. Here's the first, and it's good as it rolls in. Rattled around a little bit, but it fell in. That's her 19 points of the game. 51-50. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's the score of the overtime game from a couple of weeks ago. Robertson's next one is good. She makes them both, and we're tied at 51. Robertson with a season-high 20 points. 30 seconds to play inside, and a foul inside on the Indians. As Merrill is going to go back to the free throw line where she's been perfect so far tonight. With the game tied at 51 with 26 seconds left. Merrill's first rolls in, breaks the tie. 52-51. Marlowe with the foul, gets her third. Merrill, as Presley Merrill makes them both. Boy, she's been perfect from the free throw line tonight. As Preston gets the ball back up into the front court. They trail by 2 again with 23 seconds, and Preston wants a timeout. 53-51, 20 seconds left. Timeout Indians, and we'll take one as well, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. It's going to be a heck of a finish coming up right after this.
KACA.
Saving money by shopping with coupons is finally worth it. You don't have to spend hours looking for places to clip the coupons. They can be right at your fingertips on any smart device. Log into your Stokes Market Rewards account to find dozens of coupons every week. It's so easy you can't afford not to use coupons as you shop. They can help you put your rewards account on your smart device at the service desk at Stokes Market in Preston. Shop, enjoy, save with digital coupons at Stokes Market in Preston.
KACH.
If you weren't with us last night for the boys' game at Hillcrest, Preston boys led by 6 points with 38 seconds left and ended up losing the game on a three-pointer at the final buzzer. And they lost last night at Hillcrest 55-53. Well, here we are in Century, the Lady Indians on the floor, trailing by 2 with 20 seconds left on the clock. And Preston has the ball sideline front court. Ward to bring it in after Ryan Harris draws up a play. They get it into Robertson. Robertson in the left corner. Bounce it inside to Larson. They triple team her. Come back to Marlowe. Marlowe's shot is no good, and it's touched out of bounds by Century. It stays with Preston with 12 seconds left. So Marlowe had a wide open shot and just kind of pulled it a little bit off to the left, like one of my tee shots. And now with 11.9 officially on the clock, Ryan Harris will call another timeout. So we'll take another timeout as well, and once again, we will be right back.
KACH.
The KACH Cash Magnet Contest is here, and you can win money just by listening to your radio. Simply pick up one of the cash magnets available many places around town and be listening after 7 o'clock each weekday morning as I will call out a 4-digit number. If your magnet has that 4-digit number, you'll have 1 minute and 5 seconds to call the radio station, and you could win the cash jackpot of the day. If no one wins, the cash prize will go up $5 a day. Find a cash magnet, be listening weekday mornings, and get ready to win with FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH.
KACH.
So here we go. Preston has the ball. 11.9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. They trail by 2, 53-51. As finally the Indians come out of the huddle. They'll come out with Mosier, Robertson, Larson, Marlowe, and Ward to bring it in. Remember, Haley Meek has fouled out if you're wondering why she's not on the floor. As they get it in to Robertson. Jumper short as that comes off back to Ward. She gets back to Robertson. Her turnaround jumper from the free throw line this time is no good. This time the rebound comes off to Merrill, and she's fouled in the backcourt. Mosier had no choice to foul as the clock down to about 2.5 seconds, and Merrill's going to go back to the free throw line. Check that. It's not Merrill. It's actually going to be Tinley Smith to go to the line as Larson draws the foul, her fourth, and Smith can ice the game here as she goes back to the free throw line. The first free throw is good. She's made all of her free throws here tonight and make it 54-51. It's a 3-point game as, again, Century wants to call a timeout to know what everybody has to do defensively here. But if she makes the free throw, it's just purely academic, as Century could watch Preston come down the floor and shoot a three, and they still wouldn't be able to catch them. They'd still be a point short. So just don't foul whatever you do. It has to be the instruction to the young Lady Diamondbacks. As Harris again tries to draw up another play, now trailing by 3, as it's been a heck of an effort, as Preston, who trailed by 12 at halftime, led a good deal of the fourth quarter, back and forth, much like last night's game. Tonight was 7 lead changes and 3 ties. Not quite the number that we saw last night in the game at Hillcrest for the boys, but still back and forth here in the second half, just like last night's game was too. So both teams back out onto the floor. As Smith with the second free throw, it's good. Gives her team a 4-point lead as Preston trying to throw the ball in bounds, and they throw it away. Mosier couldn't get to it. It's going to come back over to Century with 1.2 seconds left. And Century is going to win the conference, win the district, as they go a perfect 4-0 as they beat the Indians so far tonight as they win 55-51. It was a great effort by Preston as they trailed by a dozen at the half. Were able to fight back, led in the second half, and then end up losing by 4 in a back-and-forth fourth quarter here at the Snake Pit. Final score, Century 55, Preston 51. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame right after this.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, celebrating their 75th year in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, with the freshest meat and produce, and now preparing and selling sushi. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care in all of the Cache Valley. Rounds & Associates Insurance Agency, an independent agency with many options for all of your insurance needs. Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, we have all the parts your car may need to keep running strong. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding community since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building new homes in the Blue Sage Park region in Preston. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Preston Pharmacy, now with their own app to help make tracking your prescriptions easier. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NC.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
a proud member of the co-op. We save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard.
As we welcome you back in, it's a heck of a ball game here from the Snake Pit tonight as the Preston Indians come up 4 points short, even though they trail by 12 at halftime and lose in a heck of a ball game, 55-51, as Century goes a perfect 4-0 in conference play this year, and they will host the district tournament coming up here in just a week or so when it gets going after the win tonight. Preston with the loss. They're now 14-6 on the year. They finished 2-2 in conference play. And for Century, they improved also to 14-6 as they are perfect 4-0 in the conference. So with a loss tonight, Preston, who had their their fortunes in their own hands, so to speak, and could not come away with a victory here this evening, as it is the Diamondbacks who pick up the win by 4 points. Preston trailed at halftime 32-20, and then outscored Century in the third quarter 14-7, also outscored them in the fourth quarter, 17-16, but it wasn't enough as they come up just about 4 points short, unfortunately, on the night in what was a heck of a ball game played by both teams back and forth the whole way, and a very, very tough battle. Certainly you would expect from a couple of well-developed athletic programs at both Century and Preston High School. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the score sheet from tonight's game. We'll do that as we continue from the Snake Pit right after this.
KACA.
We've started a new year. Maybe it's time for you to start something too, like a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram from West Motor Company in either Preston or Logan. You'll find a great selection of cars, vans, Jeeps, and trucks on the lots at West Motor. Pick up the exact one you want and start it up. Start something new sales event with strong new deals that will make it easy for you to slide into the new seat of your new vehicle. Start a new love affair with a new vehicle.
WestMotorCompany.com.
This is Ron Smaley from Webb Funeral Home, thanking Preston Indian and Westside Pirate fans for your loyalty over the years. You have helped make Webb Funeral Home Franklin County's most trusted name in funeral services since 1925. Our staff is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide compassionate service in your time of need. We also offer a full range of services, including many funeral pre-planning options to meet everyone's budget, an excellent monument selection, and the best aftercare services available. Let us answer any questions you may have by calling 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, since 1925. You know us, you trust us, we're here to stay.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
You can look at the score sheet from tonight's game as Century wins it 55-51. Presley Merrill, who was honored on senior night before the game got started tonight, she was one of the three seniors, and tell you what, all three seniors really played well tonight for Lady Diamondbacks. Merrill finished the game with 13, including going 9 of 9 from the free throw line. It was Allison Horsley had 5 in the game. Ashton Adamson, also a senior, finished the game with 6. And the other senior, Tenley Smith, she finished the game with 16, and she was 7 of 7 from the free throw line and sank 3 3-point shots in the game. Kylie Garda had 4 points in the game tonight as well. Taylor Smith had a total of 3, and it was Taylor Bull who had 4 in the game tonight for the Diamondbacks. Difference in the game, you want to know where it was at? Century won it at the free throw line as they made 19 of 21 free throws on the night, and they also sank a total of 6 threes in the game as well. For Preston, Sydney Marlowe failed to score in the game. She missed her only free throw attempt that she had tonight as well. Keisha Knapp also did not score. Riley Ward made a couple of threes and finished the game with 8 points overall. Kylie Larson played a great game tonight for the Indians as she finished with 15 and had 4 fouls as she played with much of the fourth quarter. Addie Mosier had 3 in the game. Michaela Robertson may have had her best game of the year, a season-high 20 points tonight for Michaela, and she was 5 for 5 from the free throw line tonight. And Haley Meek fouled out early in the fourth quarter, and she finished the game with 6 overall. Preston made 4 made 4 3-point baskets in the game tonight, and they did not have as many free throw attempts as Century did, and that really was the difference in the game. Preston shot 14 free throws, made 10 of the 14, but just didn't have as many attempts nor made free throws as Century did, and that was really the difference in the 4-point game tonight as Century wins it 55-51. Take our last time out. We'll come back, tell you what's on tap for the Indians, and we'll get you headed out toward the West Side game coming up as they're playing at Marsh Valley tonight, and we'll wrap up tonight's broadcast coming up.
KACH.
Sushi. A word that is as fun to say as the food is to eat. Try it. Say sushi. Now run down to Stokes Market and pick up some fresh-made sushi. Yes, I said Stokes Market. They now have the family fresh sushi specialists making outstanding sushi platters and party trays fresh every day. They even make up custom platters so you can get your favorite sushi dishes. Any kind of fish upon request, even vegetable sushi available with no meat. Enjoy the fresh-made platters already available or order the kind of sushi you want. Give them 2 hours and a special custom sushi platter will be waiting for you at Stokes Market in Preston. Go ahead, say it. I know you want to. Sushi, fresh for you right now.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and
KACH.
So the Preston Indians lose both games this year against the Lady Diamondbacks of Century, but with the loss tonight, they lose both games by a grand total of 5 points. A couple of very equally matched teams as Century comes away with the win. Next up for the Lady Indians is their final game of the regular season. That's Tuesday night, as we'll be on the road in Burley, as we'll have that game for you, starting with the pregame show at 7:15 coming up on Tuesday night. Next up, our next broadcast is tomorrow afternoon, 2:15 pregame show from Twin Falls, as the boys get back on the court after their difficult loss last night, and they'll take on the old conference foe, the Twin Falls Bruins, tomorrow afternoon, as the Indians will look to get back on the winning side tomorrow afternoon as they take on the Bruins. 2:15 pregame show, 2:30 tip tomorrow. This is the front end of our doubleheader for you again tomorrow. And then after the Preston game, once again, we'll have a Westside Pirate broadcast for you, as Westside will be at home tomorrow playing host to Ryrie. So that'll wrap up our broadcast for tonight. The executive producer of Preston Radio Sport, KACH Radio Sports, is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. I'm Dan Hubbard, reminding you of the final score as the Lady Diamondbacks squeak one out against the Lady Indians, winning 55-51. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon from Twin Falls. Take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll have the Westside Pirates against the Marsh Valley Eagles for you coming up in just a moment. Have a great night, everybody. Be safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.